in terms of the mental aspect, as well as the physical aspect, certainly you're going to try to avoid certain things, but you can't avoid very much. So where are you most vulnerable, with this injury and in trying to overcome the pain and do your job effectively?
Well, here's the biggest problem is every single person that watched that game last week and every single person that's paid any attention to college football knows what the injury is. And that's, hey, if I attack a guy this particular spot, he might be limited because he's going to be guarding against his right shoulder, whatever the injury may be. I mean, that's not uncommon. If a guy has, let's say, a sprained left ankle, and you know that his left ankle is sprained, you're going to influence the pass rush on one particular side to get him to push off that ankle when he might not be as springy as he would be normally. I mean, these are normal gamesmanship. Sometimes coaches hide the extent of the injury. I've called games already this year in which a coach has explained to us what the injury was, and then actually you look at the injury report and it's totally different from what the actual injury was. That happens, almost every week in our coaches' meetings. So there is a certain level of gamesmanship and where you try to hide the injury because you know that if people have knowledge of the injury, then it can be potentially used against you. As far as Bryce is concerned, I think it's difficult too because we're talking about a throwing shoulder and a throwing shoulder that's potentially worth 9 figures. Maybe not 9 figures in the next year, but assuming he gets to the NFL, assuming he's a first-round pick, assuming he's a great player in the NFL, there's no telling what that right shoulder's worth. So he's naturally, he's gonna throw caution to the wind, I would imagine, because he's a competitor. But I also think at the same time, man, you got to be really smart about what you put your body through in this particular case. I would never, ever, ever give someone advice as to play or not to play. That's up to the individual. That's their call. But I think it's important to understand the potential consequences of injuring this shoulder further by rushing to get back in a game when you might not be needed anyways. So these are things that are important to weigh and important to value. And if I were helping mentor Bryce, these would be the discussions that I'd try to have with him to make sure he makes a thoughtful decision about not just this game, not just his team, but also his long-term future playing the position.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.